Hi everyone, welcome to this month of March ERA Monthly Direction. My name is Kevin. Today I'm going to talk about this topic called New Launches Decoded. More importantly, I'm going to talk about the framework that I can share with you today. As you guys know, since last year, November till now, there's so many launches. Not only we have record prices, we have record sales, and we have record people visiting the show flat. So I guess tackling new launches today, it's a little bit different from before. All right, so to our agents and our consumers listening in, I just want to ask you a question. When we talk about people who has done well in a certain segment, we always use the word GOAT, GOAT. So what is GOAT? So for example, if we talk about Formula One, wow, Lewis Hamilton, it's undisputable, a very good driver. It's a GOAT of the F1. And we talk about golf, it's also Tiger Woods. So these are all undisputed. And CR7, right? Ronaldo. So I think having to learn from these greatest of all time, I think it's the word, what they have in common is the word framework. So framework it's really important today, right? So of course, I'll take you through some of the simple framework that I have been using. So for example, for any agents out there, it's through prospecting framework that you can lead to a presentation framework to meet a seller to do a presentation, right? Only when the seller engage you, you have the product given by the seller, which is a property, to go and do marketing, which is online or offline. And only through this, you get to have these consumers, buyers, or agents to cooperate with you to negotiate, and then you will make some money from there. And then the seller can eventually sell the property, right? So if we look back at this year, all right, I think the opportunity ahead is definitely projects. Why so? Very simple. In 2024 last year, we have got about 7,500 units of projects in the market. And at the end of 31st December, we have transactions of about 5,000 units transacted. So from the 7,500 units, the transactions of about 5,000, that give us about, say, 70% of the units are converted. So if we look at 2025, we already know that about 15,000 units are coming onto the market. So if we use the same conversion ratio, 70%, definitely I think 2025 at the end of December, estimated, highly possible, we will end up at about 10,000 units being converted. So it's a good news for the agents because it means sales, but it's also a good opportunity for our consumers because it means 2025, you will have more choices. And I think choices is good because the market has got stock. So if you ever want to think of buying something, changing a portfolio, I think this will be the best year to look into it because of the availability of stock. But today, I think the difficulty is not whether consumer wants to buy or agents want to sell. Today, I think the difficulty is in we have got more interest than the available listings. So getting a choice unit, it's a bit tricky today. So I've broken down this year, say I talk about 15,000 round up units available, and we broke into the north, south, east, and west. Okay, so if this is the first time you have a overview of the launches coming out in 2025, I think this is a very good overview for you. So all the way from the north, right, we have got, we just launched Lando Central. We have got our Upper Thomson new launch coming. And even at the east, we have done a couple like Park Town recently. All right, and Arena East is coming up soon. All right, even at the central or south, Ori, which is a blockbuster, just done and dusted. Okay, and coming up soon, we will have Robertson, you will have Zion Road, Rio Valley area, even One Marina Garden is happening end of this month. I think this is an interesting project. On the west side, end of this month, we have Bloomberries coming up, and also Holland, you'll see some Margaret Drive. So these are interesting projects coming up throughout 2025. Okay, so plus the existing project, carry on from the years before, about 5,000 units existing project. I think all to all, there's about almost 20,000 units available in the market. So a question that maybe we want to check with all the consumers is, what time of the property, do you think we are at now? Are we at the 12 to 3, the 3 to 6, or the 6 to 9, or the 9 to 12 o'clock? Okay, so slow down, slump, recovery, and boom. But if look at what I have to say, I think most people will feel, oh, I'm at 9 to 12. Now it's boom time because property prices is rising. Now we are already at 12 o'clock. Okay, this is your opinion, no wrong. Or we are at 6 to 9, we just recover. Maybe we're a little bit past that. I'll say now we are at exactly probably I think 9 o'clock. Because yes, property prices are increasing. There are a lot more buyers, but we haven't reached the peak yet, right? And also, if we are at recovery, we already have interest rate dropping, we already have increase in transaction, but not at the peak yet. So I think now at 9 o'clock, it's very good because there is a lot of opportunity for things to take off in ahead, right? So maybe 2025, 2026 and beyond, things will really take off, right? So I think people say, oh, now is the right time. I would say maybe now is the right season because the season is longer period. So now is the right season because this 2025, the whole year, there's a lot of products for agents and consumers to consider. So I think one thing November has done us right for 2024, it's beside, the rising PSF or the higher PSF. I think it's come to a point where everybody, including the agents and the consumer, it's a very good educated period that you are accepting the new prices, right? So each time when the market moves, there are always new prices being transacted, and there will always be people who can accept and people who are accepting. Not say you can't accept, you need time to accept. Probably you need data numbers, right? So you see for last year November, Norwood, which is on Woodland side, already crossed 2,000. Trump Park, needless to say, Emerald at Katong EOK has already crossed 2006, 2005 averagely. So these are average. I think for the high, they probably also crossed maybe 2009, $3,000 already. Okay, so this year, Ori has also continued to show you the acceptance of price in the market by having an average of about $2,704 PSF. Of course, on the high, I think they also have probably surpassed $3,000. And then followed by two mega blockbuster launches, just recently, Parktown and Alta. And you can see Parktown and Alta, one being in the Tampines area, all right, and also in the Clementi area, has also surpassed 2,537 for Alta. Right, so I'm showing you all this is because I think if you are a consumer, right, this is a part where you have to really come to terms and accept that these are going to be the current norm prices, right? And for agents, sometimes you also have to be ahead of the prices so that you can better advise your consumers, your buyers when they are making decisions. So even the most recent of all, Lentor Central Residences, okay, also sold almost 93.3%, okay, in one day, yes. So like I said just now, it's not just higher PSF, it's also higher transactions. Because you can have a high PSF, but then the project do a very low transactions. That means out of 100%, it probably only sold 10, 20, 15%, so or even 30%. But if you look back, Lentor Central done 93.3 at first day of launch. All right. Even the EC over here, okay, has done almost 90%. If we look back, Parktown 87%, even Alta did 65%, not too bad, right? And also Ori did 86%. So if we look back last year November, you see it's all high percentage, nearing 80 to 90%. So we have got new benchmark prices. We also got new benchmark high conversion transaction number. All right. So I think overall, buyers at large, you have to look at the price that has increased. Yes, nobody wants price to be increased. If can, we want it to be low. But honestly speaking, if the price didn't increase, you also will not be interested to buy property. Because buy already won't increase, then what's the point, right? So it's a very Jekyll and Hyde, it's a very much of a heaven and earth kind of thing to decide, what is in for you, right? So I think buyers has accepted most. Why? I think because they keep coming back. Even after November round, Ori, we still have got one day 8,000 people coming. So I think Parktown, 10,000 people coming. Overall, I think the market is very filled with buyers with liquidity, curiosity, and also with money to come and enter into the market. Altogether in 2025, I think we have about 20,000 of units for upcoming, existing, right? So this is a very interesting year to look at. I want to share with you today GOAT. It's because I think G stands for generate, O is the objective, and A is to analyze, and T is about a table closing. Maybe I can explain further. So when we talk about generating leads, right, for our dear real estate agents out there, I think leads are always coming in through either a red ocean or blue ocean, because oftentimes I think our agents spend a lot of money doing a lot of advertisement, especially on the internet, paying for their Google ads and all that. So I think my take is always sure. Buyers nowadays, everyone is on the internet. But honestly speaking, most buyer, our buyer listening in, people want to buy things from someone they know, rather than strangers that they click just on the internet. I think because for a few $1 million product, I think people want to buy from someone that they know, that they think is good, that they think can take care of their interests. Or rather, they will ask someone that they know to introduce someone that they know. So it's like a third party, that rather than just go to the internet and click on a stranger. Right? So my take is always, okay, while you can do the blue ocean, which is the cold market, I think the warm market, your existing clients are also some thing that is very important for you to relook into. Altogether, I think you can always have this CRM system to bring back your old customers who have bought property from you, say 3-4 years ago, right? That has made money. Right, 3-4 years ago, or maybe 5-6 years ago, when those big blockbuster, big large unit, there's in Florence there's also in different places. So these are the people that has already passed their SST. They also make money from the launches. So I think probably you can reach out to them to exit and then enter into a different newer property altogether again. Okay, so a red ocean is important. So I think understanding the mindset of the buyer is very important for our agent. So I think a buyer always look for agent. The agent also look for the buyer. But let's understand the buyer's mindset. I think first thing first, the buyer is to look at, number one, the circle of influence. Who I know that I think is good, right? Where do you guys think, right? It's through probably one of the major platform called social media, where you are always connected. You see this guy always doing sharing about project, how he analyzes the project, how he dice up the project to share the ins and the out. Okay, and of course, people do Google online and then look for agents and then proceed with the analyzing, right? And also that's why I think social media content is very important. Of course, I think it's very seldom that a buyer just don't look at who they know or on the internet and they just walk into a show flat. That's why today you see our show flat walk-ins are really hardly any, right? Because people are mostly with an agent through method 1 or 2 or 3. So I think, dear agents, today, having this expert position on social media, it is something that it is important for you to embrace, right? Because our dear consumers are also all over internet, all over social media, looking at this content. I just want to share with you some of the good content that I've chanced upon recently, that maybe you guys can take a look. For example, this is one of our fellow project director of Ori, Justin. He has a very fantastic couple of videos about Ori when it's launching.
Okay, so today I'm going to share with you more about the first launch in 2025. It's called the Ori. The Ori is actually a joint venture by CDL, Frasers and Sekisui House. There's 2 towers of 777 units from 1 plus study all the way to 5 villas. Following the launch of Emerald of Katong and even Chuan Park, I think the next anticipation is really the Ori at Toa Payoh. So the Ori itself still presents a very big opportunity because it actually follows this success formula of this particular project called Sterling Residences over the last 6 years since it launched till today. I think it has grew almost 40% in appreciation. I think namely we have three reasons: high amount of HDB in the area, high amount of MOP clusters in the vicinity, very low supply of private residential around the area. So let's take a look deeper into the numbers of Sterling residences. So for Queenstown, it houses an estimation of about 32,000 flats. And for the MOP clusters, from the day it was launched to about the day it was TOP and 2 years on, there is about 4,100 units there. MOP. I think in Queenstown itself, there's only about 4,600 units from the different projects such as Margaret View, Commonwealth Towers, Queen's Peak, Queen's Condo, and Anchorage. So all these are actually very similar traits to what we have here in the Ori. The Ori has actually more HDB than Queenstown at 37,000 flats in Toa Payoh itself. It actually has a very good amount of MOP units coming up, about 3,800 MOP clusters that are around Toa Payoh itself. It only has about 4 private condos in Toa Payoh itself, bringing the total supply to about 1,870 units. So I think a lot of people would have already heard about the potential launch price of the Ori. I personally would anticipate about 2,700 per square foot. I know, right off the bat, a lot of people might be thinking that, hey, this is actually quite a high pricing. So here I have a case study for a resident at Toa Payoh Crest. They actually bought their BTO at 546,000 in year 2012, and they collected their keys in 2016. And this particular resident, they actually sold their flat in the resale market for 1.2 million with an outstanding loan of 367,000. This brings their total sales proceeds to $832,733. So what this means is that the potential affordability without topping up anything for this particular owner at Toa Payoh Crest is almost 2.87 million. So if you are able to enter the Ori at about 2.3 to even 2.4 million, which is about a 2,700 per square foot for the 850 square feet 3-bed compact layout, you are able to still safely exit if you want to sell it at 2.7 or even 2.8 million down the road.
So you can see Justin's did a lot of content that is sharing about the project, and this is just one of it. And I also find that this another of our project I see, okay, has a very interesting way of a project video as well. Maybe you have a look.
Sorry. The Ori floor plan analysis. Let's go. So this is how the site plan is like, as mentioned in the previous part. One thing I want to emphasize is if you look clearly, like in block 10, there's this B1 and C1 unit, right? Actually, in between, there's some gap. So I would say that it will be more like a corner unit where maybe your bedroom or your like kitchen itself may have window. I do see in B1 layout. Okay, similarly for block 12, C1 and B1 is not like side by side, so there's some gap, so which means bedroom or the kitchen itself may have window. Firstly is this 1 bedroom plus study. This is approximately 48 square meter, which is estimated 517 square feet. Do remember, this is excluding the aircon latch because the Ori is a post-harmonization project. For the 1 plus study, I would say it's of a good size where you have, when you walk in, actually you have the kitchen on your left and the study on the right. If you want to make your study into an enclosed, it's possible because there's space in front. So you can add on like a sliding door is possible. 2 bedroom, there are a few types. So developer actually share with us, for example, the type B1, which is the 2-bed 1 bath, is actually 55 square meter, approximately 592 square feet. This is actually the layout which I share on the site plan where you have a gap in between 2 different layouts. So you can see from this floor plan itself, the kitchen has no the kitchen has windows, okay? So you can see from a floor plan, the kitchen has a window bonus point. And I think this layout I also like because it's a very efficient layout because it's of a dumbbell kind of layout itself. As we go to the 2-bed 2 bath, it's actually 60 square meter, which is 646 square feet estimate. Do remember all this is post-harmonization. Aircon light is not included. Okay, this is also of a good size because this is actually a dumbbell layout, also very efficient. When you step in, you actually have a kitchen being tucked on the right. I think you may be able to convert into an enclosed kitchen. We are not very sure, the sink area, is there like a glass partition yet? So we actually have to see the show flat and also get more information from developer first. And lastly, for the 2-bed premium plus study, This one is also of a good size because it's a dumbbell layout. And when you come in on the left is a study, and you can actually enclose the area itself with a sliding door. And on the right is your kitchen. Yes, as similarly, you can actually keep it into an enclosed kind of concept also. So you have each of the room being tucked at one side. Stay tuned to part 3 where I'm going to share the other floor plans.
Yep. So, these are short videos, mostly on TikToks and very short forms. That's why you can have different videos. I think these are fantastic for our agents to create because I guess this is what the consumers are. They are also rushing on the go every day. They're swiping their phones. They also want to see content that is very targeted and very dissect into different videos and not long form video. But again, I just want to share with you, even our EDA, Alex, and Daniel Pua, our DD, Project DD, they did a long form video, which is also interesting because, I just want you to have a look.
You can actually put a 4-seater dining, then probably a 2-seater sofa in your living dining area. And of course, plus point for this is that the master and the master bath is actually, there's a Jack and Jill because some of them usually don't have.
Okay, so for this kind of one-bedroom unit types, right, as mentioned, I would prefer the south-facing first. So if it's a south-facing, probably I will get this stack 14 first as my first priority and then stack 4. Okay, so I think this is for me. Okay. And what about if I'm going to buy a one-plus study, which unit should I buy first? High floor first or low floor first? Or
So as an investor, what we do is usually we will find the cheapest quantum, right? Yes. Because tenant don't really pay you a premium even if you are mid-floor or high floor, because the view for the north or south are practically not much of a view. All right. So for myself personally, usually I will advise my client to actually go in by the cheapest.
Buy the cheapest unit from the low floor all the way up.
That's correct.
Right? So we'll share with you what is the walkaway price later on, in terms of the low floor, the mid floor and the high floors, for all the unit types.
Okay. So this one, we'll right now go into our 2 bedrooms. All right. So if you are looking at 2 bedrooms, they have a few types. All right. One is the 2 bedroom with 1 bath, which is 592 square feet. The other one is actually a 2 bed, 2 bath, which is 646 and 678 square feet. Then lastly, we have the 2 bedroom plus study, which is 700 square feet. All right. So personally, for myself, you are looking for 2 bedroom, you have the budget. Please, as I mentioned again, try to stretch your budget a bit. Don't go for the 2 bed, 1 bath. All right, because I have tried to sell the resale market 2 bed, 1 bath. Usually when a buyer comes, if they have young children, they will always throw me this question. Early morning, we were only 1 bath, 1 bathroom. So my husband usually take the phone seat inside for 45 minutes. So where do me and my children go and bathe? So this is actually one of the reason a lot quite difficult to sell for the 2 bed 1 bath.
Yeah, so the 2 bed 2 bath will definitely be easier to resell. Looking at it, the difference in size is probably only 40 over square feet.
Yep.
Not a lot. I think this is actually worth it to actually buy the 2 bed 2 bath if possible.
Yeah. So for the 2 bed 2 bath, we have 2 types. One, as I mentioned, B2 type, which is a 646 square feet. This is a dumbbell layout. I personally love this type of dumbbell layout as an investor or even for own stay. Why? Because there's no wastage on the walkway space. Secondly, you have actually 2 master bath attached. It's look like a master bath because the common bedroom has also a Jack and Jill with the common bathroom. So if you are looking at rental, you are able to fetch higher rental yield to rent out actually 2 master bedroom. Okay. Then the other one, which is the 678 square feet one, is actually a conventional layout, which means there's a walkway leading to the 2 bedrooms. Then the master bedroom.
So you see, whether it's a long form video or a short reel or something on TikTok, agents today, you have to offer this online. And where online is on social media, right? So when you have all these videos that you already done, I think then it's very interesting that it's very good that you can also share with them to your Red Sea, which is your warm market, right? Through, besides an organic social media reach, you can also send this out in a more traditional way of EDM, WhatsApp texting, or even call your customer up and then send it to them as well. So I think these content creations are important because it sets you having this content to deliver to your prospects, which is your buyer, right? So these are good CRM system. So of course, G is generate leads. Just now we're talking about leads, using this content to generate leads, right? But of course, at the same time, you also talk about the project. But then we reached O, which is the objective at each appointment. Because end of the day, when you do a generate leads, you will then want to meet your buyers, right? Or your futures prospect. I feel something I want to share is today, it's no longer where, okay, I'll see you at the show flat when the preview starts. So a lot of agents still do that, and a lot of consumer also wants to wait for that. I think today you have to change your mindset. The viewing of show flat should be before the show flat is open. And where do we do that if the show flat is not open, if you ask me? To me, it must be do either at a cafe. Right, I'm not promoting for Starbucks because Starbucks is well known. Just want to share with you today. The show flat should be at a meetup with the agent, right? The agent meet up with the prospect before the preview of the show flat is open. And where can you go? You can go to a client's house, of course, but you can also go to a cafe. And importantly, you can also do Zoom like what we are doing now. So agents, if today you cannot do Zoom presentation or you're not ready to do Zoom presentation with your prospect, this is a very important segment, okay? So buyers also have to accept, all right? Our consumers you're watching in, you also have to accept to go into the Zoom with our agents, right? And go into a meeting with our ERA agents before the show flat is open. Why? Why cannot go and see the show flat? Later, I'll tell you why, huh? So when you meet the agents on the Zoom or on the cafe or at your home, wherever is convenient, the agents already have enough information to walk you through the project, to analyze the project with you. That's why, at this part, we want to clarify or want to find out what is objective. Number one, what is your intention, right? Are you buying your first property? Are you upgrading from HDB? Are you upgrading from an old condo to a new condo, right? Because your old condo no longer grow, they are stagnated, right? So it's time to exit and enter again, right? Is it for investment, right? So these are the intention. So dear agents, please use this part to find out the objective of the buyer. Of course, financial is also important, right? No, of course, not everybody needs us to help you, but if you need to, the agents, ERA agents are equipped with a very powerful super apps called ERA Sales Plus. And Sales Plus can give you detailed, right, financial analysis of your affordability, your safety net, what you can choose, what you can invest in, right? So please reach out to our ERA agents, and they are all equipped with our Sales Plus to serve you. So, IPA nowadays are quite easy. Valuations all done at the fingertip of our agents, right? So safety net, decoupling, whether do you need to decouple, all right? So these are the finance, right? That different needs different thing. And last part, I think, is about a master plan, all right? Whether you are property acquisition, you are doing more of the different property or wealth creation, or is it for wealth presentation? So I think it's whether you're on stage 1, 2, or 3, it's very important for our agents to uncover about you at this part of the objective finding. Third part, right? GOA, analyzing the project. The agents will take this opportunity when they are meeting you, not only to find out the objective, right? They'll also then analyze the project. Okay, so they already analyzed the project online. That's why you got the content. But then online is still online. So now the way they analyze the project is 1:1 with you at your home, at the cafe, on the Zoom, right? Why are they analyzing? We are trying to narrow down what unit is most suitable, what game plan the best, because at balloting is by balloting queue, right? So they need to analyze the project with you. And of course, today, our agents are all equipped with a very comprehensive presentation deck, all right, that is at their fingertip, right, that they can click on the buttons and immediately share with you the comparisons of floor plans, the comparisons of different stacks, the different stacks facing, the different stacks, what is their distance between the opposite block, whether what view can they see, the drone view as well, many things they can share with you before the show flat is even open. That's why this meeting with our agents are very important. And that's why this meeting with clients is very important. Okay? So with this interactive presentation deck for each project, our agent definitely can be a value adding to you to analyze the project in detail, right? So like this site plan and this floor plans comparison, can you see? Wow, compare this and this and this. So this is a very good analysis that the agents can do for you. Okay, so for example, is it a good entry price? When then you buy already, exit to who? Right, so with our Sales Plus example, this is a screenshot of our Sales Plus example. Ori 3-bedroom say about 2.1 million. Then you ask yourself, buy 2.1 million in the next 5 years. If you want to sell to who? Are there people with budget to buy from you? So in the first place, buy 2.1, sell how much? Probably sell 2.5, 2.6, right? Then who can afford 2.5, 2.6 that will buy from you back later, 5 years later or so, right? So from here, you can see that, in the Toa Payoh area, or in the nearby, HDB owners are already exiting out 1/million for the HDB. So you look at this owner bought their BTO for about say 500,000. Then now they can sell 1/million. They can easily cash out 700, 800, 900 or $1 million cash and CPF. And then when they buy your future 3-bedroom Ori at 2.5, they only need to have a down payment of 750 leh. They don't even touch their savings, So definitely, if you buy an Ori, right, back then that's how our agent share, you can have a very clean and clear exit strategy. So not every time it is available. That's why our agents will go into the deep analysis with you. Okay, so GOAT. T is for table, right? Table, this table. So it's a bit of just want to make it a little bit funny and we like huh? So table, the table must choose which table. The show flat table, or the table at your house, or the table at the cafe, or the table while he's doing Zoom. Because if you want to go to the show flat and find a table, my friend, I can tell you it's not possible because the show flat got 8,000 people, 10,000 people. How to find a table? You want to go and view the 1-bedroom already must queue half an hour to 45 minutes. Or then after that you come out, you got to re-queue again for see the 2-bedroom or the 3-bedroom. Have you guys gone to Disneyland where you need to buy fast pass? So unfortunately, we don't have a fast pass system here, So it's like literally people are queuing up, people are shoulder to shoulder in the show flat. That's so noisy. It's not that it is a bad thing. When the show flat is not crowded, you also scared, right? But when the show flat is so crowded, honestly, my consumers listening out there, how do we talk to you? How can we analyze with you? You can't even hear us. We got to shout at one another. Don't say find a table and a chair. For a family of 5 person, find 5 chairs plus the agent 6 chairs. I tell you, you will be a little bit, on the edge. So best is do all these things with the agent on the online Zoom, meet up with them at your home or go to a cafe and then go through all these things so that you already have almost a good decision to make. And when you eventually, of course, still must see the show flat. But when you go there, you are not so frustrated. You go there, you are very targeted, you want to see what you want to see, and then you can make a very sound decision. All right? So giving the letter of intent to the agents today are also very important. As you know, the projects are 2-3 times, sometimes 4-5 times oversubscribed. Today is not whether what you want to buy or not. It's whether can you get a unit, to be honest. So I think if you give a check to our agent, it's also good to authorize them that this check can then also be for the next few projects. All right. So anyway, ERA teammates, don't worry. We are coming out with an electronic system of EOI to help you guys save time and make it more efficient and more professional in front of your client. All right. So collecting LOA is very important. Collecting the interest, the checks are very important. So do work with our agents and give it to them so that they can help you secure the chance. So definitely not this table at the show flat. You cannot really get one. I tell you, got to queue up. Okay, so this crowd and all that, Anyway, one of the easiest way to get choice unit is like a cheat code to me, But of course, it's not really say available for everyone. It's definitely this thing called bulk purchase. Whoops. Wow, you think I don't want bulk purchase? Yes. But at least think about it. At least go and think about what can you do about it. Dear agents, at least ask your buyer about it. Dear consumer, at least you go look around maybe, because different developer has different system of bulk purchase. Yes, some developer very strict, only can be within the family, right? Family first tier of family. But some developer, like Chuan Park, wow, can be cousins, can be, different multi-tiers of family. And then you got to buy your property on Friday. What is the advantage? Less crowd, more choice unit, and sometimes even better pricing. I mean, because let's say you are a 1,000 unit as a developer. In the initial stage also, you will be a bit more careful ma. As the thing go until so well, I think towards the middle end part, you will definitely, try to capitalize back on the prices lah. Let's quote and unquote. This is quite a human thinking, right? That's why buying on Friday, you got choice unit, you sweat less, you got aircon, you get better freedom to choose things, less big check, And also, I think sometimes price can be a little bit more reasonable than Saturday. All right. But of course, this is rewarded for people who take bulk purchase because the developer want to sell more units, easier for them as well, right? So always consider this. Maybe you don't know. Maybe one of your relative, right, wants to buy, dear buyer. Maybe your cousins want to buy. Maybe, you have to help yourself so that we can help you. Okay? So I think always have plan B. Plan B is very important because end of the day, if we are oversubscribed, if you cannot buy Ori, then you have to jump to Parktown. If Parktown cannot, then you have to jump to One Marina Garden this weekend. Right? So the earlier you buy, the better it is because honestly speaking, right, price will just keep on benchmarking one another. Okay? So I think what I'm trying to advocate here is instead of just always generally it's the buyer meet the agent meet the buyer, then we just no communication, wait for preview day, go to the show flat, get ourselves with the crowd, then go there, don't have a good experience, cannot even discuss, comes out half don't know what's going on, just put a check, and when it comes to a balloting day, because you didn't really understand the project, you cannot make a sound decision, you get yourself frustrated, end up you didn't buy, you miss the opportunity, then the price keep going up, then this thing keep vicious cycle again and again, right? So agents and also buyer, we have to work together to make this happen for you and us. Okay, so it's all about trying to use the GOAT method. Okay, importantly is the middle two, right? The objective and how you analyze the project, and give the LOA to go for bulk purchase or to go for plan B. All in all, is to close the deal before visiting the show flat. This is a very important mindset. All right. So this is what I have to share with you this March monthly direction. I do hope it's useful to my agents and also useful to our buyer. Right, I'm going a lot on the framework. Right, I mean on other months you can see our other EDAs, our executive director of agency. They'll share with you on trend, on numbers, on graph. But for March, I thought we don't show all these numbers lah. We go into framework. Right, and easier to digest understanding. Right, so I hope this is of value to everyone, and I hope you get your choice unit in the next launch. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys again.